Hello everybody, and welcome to episode 2 of Wheezy's War College. I'm Wheezy, your host for this episode, and today we will be covering the next topic on the list, another very important topic, and that is using cover. The key points we'll be looking at during this are going to be movement, reloading, engaging enemies, escaping danger, and the difference between cover and concealment. And at the end we will also break down briefly, I labeled it as A as in anti-cover, for a way to counter this technique, and that is defeating cover. And all of these are extremely important pieces of playing any FPS game. That's why I'll include clips from several games. So let's get started. Movement. It is important in any first-person shooter, except, well, most first-person shooters, to use cover while moving, and this serves the most important purpose of moving using cover is obviously to keep yourself from getting shot, but it also allows you, I don't know, a little bit of stealth. You become less of a target, so in addition to being safer from gunfire, you are also less visible to others moving around. Yeah, these clips should show a good amount of using cover during movement to cover engaging enemies. You'll see that a bit later, but it is very important to move from cover to cover, and that's really, I guess, the best point to take away from this is that moving from cover to cover is always going to improve your game, no matter what you're playing. And cover isn't always objects in your way that you crouch behind. Cover can also be something like walls, doorways, windows, you know, anything that puts an object between you and the enemy. And in our last point we'll discuss cover versus concealment, the difference between being unseen and being protected from bullets. But yeah, moving from cover to cover is very important. Reloading. This is a pretty simple concept, but is very important. Whenever you reload, you should always take cover, and that is just a matter of reducing your vulnerability when you're reloading, because when your gun is empty, if you're in the open and someone, you know, comes around a corner or sees you in the distance, you are incapable of defending yourself. I mean, you can do a reload cancel in a lot of games, or a pistol switch, depending. But you are better off reloading in cover. And whenever there's a lull in a fight, you should always reload, is kind of my opinion. A lot of people are... it's easy to get reload heavy and reload after every kill, and it just takes a little bit of awareness to be able to figure out when there's more than one enemy around and when it may or may not be a good time to reload. But if you just finished a firefight and you don't know where the next enemy's coming, find some cover and reload, because it gives you a better chance of surviving your next gunfight, whether it be against one enemy or multiple enemies. Sometimes one bullet can make all the difference in a gunfight, and you don't want to kill someone and be running down the road while you're reloading, because then you'll get shot if someone does come around that corner. If you kill someone, take cover, then reload, much safer. This is kind of what FPS games are all about, isn't it? Engaging enemies. Using cover when engaging enemies is very important. It kind of goes along with movement. But this is directed more at engaging specific targets that you know about, and not just moving cover to cover, which it protects you from enemies you may not know about. So here in this clip, you'll see a lot of I know where the enemy is because I'm kind of near where they're spawning in their point here. But I'm utilizing cover, so I'm shooting the enemy and then ducking behind cover to either reload or change position so that I can shoot them from a different part of the map or a different area of cover. And it helps keep you unpredictable, makes you harder to hit, and it makes you a very tough opponent. And one of the future episodes I'll be covering, engaging multiple opponents. Cover is extremely important for that. As you see here, when I'm engaging basically an entire team, being unpredictable and using cover to conceal your movement is very important. So in addition to keeping you safe from gunfire here, when I kill a guy, he knows where I am essentially when I kill them. So if I use cover to move to a different location and he doesn't see me change location, then he'll come back looking at my old position, and I'll be able to shoot him from the flank. So it's, you know, just kind of all about catching him off guard and keeping yourself alive. So again, these tips are intended to be general to all FPS games, not just the most popular ones, and not even necessarily just the ones I'm showing here. I've just mixed up like Bad Company 2, Call of Duty, just to give you examples, Medal of Honor, to give you good examples of, you know, common games and how the techniques apply to everything. So here you'll see me using vertical cover, which, as in this archway, and using strafing to engage the enemy. So again, it's not always being behind cover, but using cover when you're, you know, engaging and getting safe. Escaping danger. This is an underrated tactic. If you are in the middle of a losing gunfight, try and get away. Fighting a losing battle may turn out your way, but you got to kind of play the odds. And more times than not, you will lose a losing gun battle. That's why they're called that. Not all games give you enough health to get away when you're in a losing gunfight. But it doesn't necessarily mean you have to be getting shot for you to attempt to escape danger. If you are in a vulnerable position in the open, capturing a point, moving down a road, and you see someone off in the distance, and they haven't started firing at you yet, it may be a good time for you to run for cover. Because, you know, if they do notice you, or if they did notice you, chances are they're going to be firing at you pretty soon, so you can escape danger even before you're getting shot. And here you saw me kind of escape from danger when I was getting shot at that point, and here I'm using this wall behind me as cover from the threat that was shooting at me at the flag, as I'm engaging enemies coming to the point here. So I'm being defensive, and even though I'm relatively in the open from the flag I'm defending, I was using that wall as cover from the enemies across the map. So again, all kinds of cover you can use that aren't just sitting behind boxes and sitting around corners. So this is an increasingly important concept in modern first-person shooters, and that's cover versus concealment. With the inclusion in a lot of FPS games of being able to shoot through soft surfaces or walls, or degrading cover, or in like Bad Company 2 where they can blow walls down, similarly in Battlefield 3, you will also see that similar kind of destruction. So it's going to be very important, based on what game you're playing, to understand the difference between cover and concealment. And I guess I'll give quick definitions here since I'm kind of glossing over it. Cover is a location where you are safe from enemy fire. So if you're behind certain walls or objects and enemies are shooting at you, those bullets will not come through that object and you will be safe. Concealment would be like hiding behind a thin wall or a bush where the enemy can't necessarily see you, but bullets will go through that surface and can still hurt you. And it's an important distinction to make when using cover versus concealment, because just because you're hidden from the enemy doesn't mean you're safe. So concealment can be very good at moving stealthily, or, as I mentioned when I was discussing engaging enemies, changing locations, but you should not be stationary behind concealment if the enemy knows you're there, because, you know, you're not any safer. Concealment's a good way to mask movement, essentially, is what I'm saying. And cover is a good way to get a break in the battle, to either try and reload, regain some health, move position, you know, if possible, and essentially keep yourself safe for an amount of time to turn the battle your way. Here you'll see me kind of illustrating the difference between cover and concealment. There I was concealed behind those walls, but I was not protected. So here is how to defeat cover, and the one tactic, as I show here, is flanking, and that's a good tactic, but it's often dangerous because you have to pass through enemy teams. The easiest and most effective way of defeating cover, as you'll see here, is explosives, and that's true in most every game, whether it be frag grenades or grenade launchers. Pretty much anything that's an area effect weapon allows you to kill people on cover. So here you see two guys hunkered down behind this rock, and by getting a frag behind them, I'm able to take them both out without even having a good shot. Like if I tried to take them out with a gun, it would be an unfair fight on their terms, and they'd have a much better chance of killing me. But if I stay behind cover and use explosives to weed them out, then all the better. So here you see me using cover in gunfights, and then a guy on their team starts using cover. So we're kind of on even terms, and we don't like fair fights. So he's still using cover, and, well, cover didn't help him. So I'm going to show this one again from a different angle, where you can see, here's kind of their point of view. Look how little of me you can see, since I'm using cover up there shooting. And notice that I move behind full cover when I'm reloading. Come out, shoot, move behind full cover to reload. And here's where I take a couple shots at that guy behind cover. I notice that this gunfight's not really going my way. So immediately the frag starts cooking, and whammy kablammy. But, and here I'm going to show you the final danger of cover, and that is being too comfortable with your cover. So here I am tearing their team apart, right? I see this guy behind cover, and I'm like, okay, I'm smarter, I'm better than you. I'm going to use a grenade to get you out of here. So I've made better use of my cover. I've defeated their use of cover, and I'm very comfortable with my position here as I'm just tearing their team apart. But I'm also a little overconfident in my cover, and cover can be defeated also by a good shot. Although that was not a good shot, but you get the point. So those are the basics of using cover in FPS games, and I'm trying to post these in order of importance, and I think the very basic fundamental of FPS gaming was episode 1, moving, and this is almost an elaboration on that, which is using cover while moving and using cover while engaging enemies. So again, going back over the keys. Use cover while moving, move from cover to cover. Always go to cover to reload, and reload often, but always seek cover before you reload. Use cover when engaging enemies wherever possible to swing the fight in your favor. Use cover to escape danger when there's an unfair fight, where there's a fight unbalanced against you. You know, don't give them a chance to kill you. And know the difference between cover and concealment. Don't get shot through thin materials because you think you're safe. So yeah, that's episode 2 of Wheezy's FPS War College. Hope you all enjoyed, and I look forward to making more episodes for you. So go out, try out these new tactics, and have a good time. Later.